The Western New York Flash kick off a 4-game homestand as they take on the Chicago Red Stars for the second time this year. The second half of the 2014 NWSL season for the Western New York Flash kicks off next, and it's right here on the Flash Broadcast Network. Good evening, soccer fans. I'm Joe Giuliano along with Mike Kerms. Tonight it's the Western New York Flash taking on the Chicago Red Stars here at Sahlen Stadium, and it's a big homestand coming up for Western New York. 7 of their next 8 games will be right here at Sahlen Stadium. A huge opportunity to gather up some points and climb up the standings in the NWSL. But standing in their way, a team they played earlier in the season, the Chicago Red Stars. They fell 1-0 in Chicago. So the Flash, a little revenge maybe on their minds this evening. Mike, welcome to the broadcast. And it's always a tough physical matchup when these two teams meet. And the player you're going to key on for Chicago is the engine for this team.
Absolutely. Kolupny is the engine for this team, and everything flows through her. She's got 3 goals on the season, and she's the playmaker. She tackles hard. She gets stuck in. And just like on the other side, there's a couple players on the other side that do the same thing. The Chicago Red Stars, they have Kolupny. She's got 92 caps with the women's national team. She hasn't been there lately, but sometimes you watch a match, and she deserves to be there just because of everything flowing through her. And really, she's the playmaker for this Chicago Red Stars team.
She is a dynamite player. We'll keep our eyes on Kolupny this evening. For the home side, the Western New York Flash coming off a 2-1 loss at Houston. Who do you key on tonight?
McCall Zerboni. She's the engine for the Western New York Flash. She's a natural leader, and she can play defensive midfield or offensive midfield, and she gets involved all the time. She's one of the most fouled players in the league. She's also fouls quite a bit, but that's because she's always involved and she's getting stuck in. She's trying to win that ball back all the time, and really she creates a lot of plays. In the last few matches, she's got 3 goals, and she's got an assist on the season as well, and she's doing really well for the Western New York Flash this point in the season.
Both of these teams looking to change their fate a little bit here. Chicago 0-2-1 in their last 3 games. What are some of their keys to victory tonight?
Some of the keys, the main key to victory for the Chicago Red Stars is controlling the tempo. They know that they don't have the bench that they usually have. They have 5 players with at the national team right now, at their respective national teams. They also have a lot of injuries. They also have to stay compact as a team, not just on the defensive block, but as a team, because they don't want to get into a running race with this Western New York Flash, and they want to try to win that ball back, keep the field as small as possible, and also transition. When they do have the ball, when they do win it back, transition as quickly as possible, and also capitalize on those opportunities.
The Western New York Flash, their keys to victory tonight.
Possess the ball. They have a team that doesn't have a lot of depth on the bench, so possess the ball, get them tired, change the point of attack, get it deep into their end, and play in the attacking third in their attacking third, and also defend well. Make sure you win that ball back, and that back 4 have to win the ball, particularly on the transition of the Chicago Red Stars, and stay positive. They had a 5-0 win against the Seattle Reign. They got that win. Then they were also very positive. They lost 2-1 against Houston, a very good Houston Dash team that was at the bottom of the league at the beginning, but now you're seeing Houston Dash win, but they stayed positive. Although they lost 2-1, this team is staying positive. They had to do that throughout the match here against the Chicago Red Stars.
All right, Mike, great breakdown as the Chicago Red Stars and the Western New York Flash prepare to meet for the second time this season. Stick around. Kickoff is coming up next, and it's right here on the Flash Broadcast Network.
For Camp Good Days.
Now for Courage Bowl 10, a new chapter, an East Side-West Side rivalry. St. John Fisher College against Brockport. Support Camp Good Days. The Courage Bowl has become one of Rochester's most significant athletic events. It is more than just a game, raising funds and awareness for Camp Good Days.
For the kids. For Camp Good Days.
Now for Courage Bowl 10, a new chapter, an East Side-West Side rivalry. St. John Fisher College against Brockport. Support Camp Good Days.
Great Taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
.com. Hi, I'm Soccer Sam for Salvatores.com, Rochester's #1 pizzeria and your healthy, fast, local choice.
Salvatore's gluten-free pizza, thin pizza, multi-grain pizza dough, amazing salads, fresh wraps and subs, sausage slingers, pasta dinners, real pizza ovens, and so much more.
Salvatores.com, your healthy, fast, local choice. And yeah, we deliver everything but babies. Do it with me. Salvatores.com.
Now at Subway restaurants, the new $3 menu is here. Choose from a variety of savory 6-inch subs, all for just $3 each. Available all day long. Try the Black Forest ham, spicy Italian, or oven-roasted chicken. But hurry in, the $3 menu is available for a limited time only. For bigger variety and better value, the choice is easy when you choose from the new $3 menu at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
Tap into good times at the distillery. Grab the family and experience our fun, wholesome atmosphere. The service is friendly and the food is delicious. The appetizers are amazing. The entrees are awesome with exceptional quality dishes and innovative, delicious recipes to satisfy everyone's appetite. Enjoy your favorite distillery dish anytime with our takeout service and our kitchen that's always open late.
The distillery.
Tap into good.
The 5th home game of the season for the Western New York Flash as the second half of the NWSL season begins for the Flash. They come in with a record of 4-6-2. They play host to the 3rd place Chicago Red Stars, 6-4-2. I'm Joe Giuliano. Mike Kerms will join us for the broadcast as well. And let's get your starting lineups taken care of right off the bat. First, for the visitors from Chicago, they're coached by Rory Dames, his 3rd year as the Red Stars head coach. It'll be Vansel in goal, Hemmings, Morway, Kwan, Wanino in the back, Johnson, Bywaters, Kolupny, DiBernardo in the midfield, and Motts and Hoy, the starting lineup for the Chicago Red Stars this evening. For the Western New York Flash, Aaron Lyons. Congratulations to Aaron and his wife Alex Sahlen on the birth of Max. Aaron Lyons missed the last 2 games, waiting for Maximilian to arrive, and he is here and ready to go. So Lyons is back on the sideline. Pedro Losa was 1-1 in his first 2 games at the helm of the Western New York Flash. But again, Aaron Lyons back and ready to go at it again for the 4-6-2 Western New York Flash. This is the first of 4 straight at home, and 7 of their next 8 will be at home as well. Here's your starting lineup for the Western New York Flash. Lydia Williams will be in the nets. This is going to be her 9th appearance of the season. Edmonds, Reynolds, Taylor, and Williamson in the back. Vicky, Angela Salem, McCall Zerboni in the midfield, and up top, Adriana, Samantha Kerr, and Jasmine Spencer. Referee is Mark Ollerton. Assistants are Keith Angel and Lauren Dearman. And Raymond Tam is the 4th official. Mike, welcome. A big homestand starts tonight for the Western New York Flash.
Yeah, playing the next 7 out of 8 games here. Playing the next 7 out of 8 games at home is huge for the Western New York Flash. They're 2-1-1 at home. They've been struggling on the road. They did get that big win against Portland, that 5-0 win, playing a man up the majority of the game with Angara, FIFA Women's World Player of the Year, out. But still, they're very positive. Even after that loss against Houston, they're positive. They're happy to be home. And they've got 7 of the next games at home, which is going to be huge for the Western New York Flash.
Tonight's injury report, it's presented by UB Orthopedics, the official medical provider of the Western New York Flash. Hallie Brock is out for the Chicago Red Stars, and as we've seen all season long for the Western New York Flash, Adriana Franch out with the injury for the season. That is your injury report brought to you by UB Orthopedics. We are underway at Sahlen Stadium as the Flash, and they're all red for this season at home. They have possession, middle of the field. Vicky to Reynolds. Chicago in the white tops, light blue shorts and white socks. The Flash attacking the goal to our right. And Let's settle in for some NWSL soccer here in Rochester.
Joe, you go through that injury report, but the report is a lot deeper than that with all the international call-ups that have happened. You've got Wambach and Carly Lloyd missing from the Western New York Flash. Two very key leaders and obviously key players for the Western New York Flash. Carly Lloyd, the leading goal scorer for the Western New York Flash right now, and Abby right behind her. But also on the other side, the Chicago Red Stars, they're missing Johnston and Kristen Press for the U.S. national team call-up. Leon and LeBlanc, their goalkeeper. So they're for the Canada call-up.
Early pressure, Spencer, far side of the 18. Keisha Moraway, good defensive play, knocking it out of bounds. A corner kick coming up for the Flash. Vicky making her way over to take it.
And then they're also missing Abby Ertzig, and she's with the New Zealand national team. So you've got 5 key players for the Chicago Red Stars team, and then add a bunch of injuries on top of that. And then there's
the service from Vicky through the crowd, and it looks like Chicago last to touch it, so the Flash will try a corner kick now on the near side in minute number 2.
And then just to finish it up, you're also missing Juliana Sitch, who got the disciplinary committee.
you don't want to get their attention.
And that's
Carly Lloyd knows very well about that.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later, because who is this disciplinary committee that can make a call of giving a player a red card after a match?
Good point. You weren't happy with the Lloyd decision earlier in the season. Here's the offering from Vicky, right into the mix, through the crowd, and the Flash have scored! In the 3rd minute off a corner kick, it's 1-0 Western New York. It was a sea of red that just crashed inside the 6. And we'll let you know who got it in a second. But talk about aggressive hunting in front of the goal. Here's a look at it.
Well, I believe it was Samantha Kerr who got this ball, and Vansel. I think Vansel feels like that she was interfered with by someone in the Western New York Flash, but they were all inside that 6-yard box. And you see Reynolds, she crosses and she puts it right, and you see how many players are right there in front of Vansel, and that's why she's asking that she's trying to say that she got interfered with. And Samantha Kerr just crashing near her post. I was wondering why Reynolds was hitting that ball, because she's not the player that normally takes that corner kick. And she put it in right into the 6-yard box. Most corner kicks, you're going to try to hit between the 6 and the 12. And she put that right in the box. And scoring a goal this early, I feel like we're watching Clint Dempsey play against Ghana.
Let's see if the Flash can keep up the pressure. Samantha Kerr, her 4th goal of the season. Vicky, her 4th assist of the season. That ties Beverly Goebel from Seattle for the league lead in assists. So a good start early on for the home side.
And that's my mistake. It was Vicky taking that corner kick. Who does normally take corner kicks, but she put it right in that 6-yard box. So for me, it wasn't a great corner kick. I thought Vansel was going to be able to jump and get that. But then when you look back at that replay, you see how many Western New York Flash players were inside that 6.
Now Chicago looking to come forward. Bywaters. A low cross into the box, a little toe poke from Motts, and it's not going to trouble Lydia Williams, the 25-year-old from Australia. So a good start here for the Western New York Flash, as they're 4 straight at home, 7 of the next 8. The only road trip mixed in will be a visit back to Houston, and that's a team that's had the Flash number this season, winning here and at BBVA Compass Stadium. Kerr plays it back and not going to be kept in bounds by Reynolds. And the throw-in coming up here for Chicago, coming off a 2-2 draw last Sunday against Kansas City. And that was a game of many missed opportunities for the Red Stars. They had a 2-0 lead.
That 2-2 match was against Sky Blue.
Or Sky Blue, I'm sorry.
And now that's the thing. Chicago has given up 6 goals in the second half in their last 3 matches. They've scored 1 and given up 6 goals, but talking to Rory Dames, he doesn't really feel that that's a result of them not getting opportunities and really giving up more opportunities versus giving up more opportunities. What's happening is that the other teams are capitalizing on their opportunities and finishing, where Chicago, they're hitting the crossbar, they're getting in there, they're getting their opportunities, they're just not finishing.
Even missed a PK DiBernardo, who had that touch, was the player who missed the PK, but I guess the winds were so strong that she was having trouble placing the ball on the spot. It kept moving, and that led to her missing the PK in the 45th minute. Bywaters and Motts with the goals in that 2-2 draw against Sky Blue. Thank you.
Rory Dames, although down 1-0 in the first 2 minutes of this match, not changing his formation. They're in a 4-2-3-1 with Hoy up top by herself, and you got Columpney right behind her. Bywaters on the left, Motts on the right. And then the two players that are really playing in front of the back four are DiBernardo and Morway.
There's DiBernardo. Good job by Vicky to come back and win it for the Flash.
Actually, excuse me, that's Wanino in front of the back four.
Kwan, Bywaters. Reynolds gets a toe poke, but Columpney comes away with it. Wide open on the far side is Morway. Settles. Good pressure by Edmonds again to knock it away for the Flash. Loose ball picked up by Hemmings, stripped by Spencer. A quick long ball looking to spring Kerr. Not going to get through. And Chicago coming back the other way now. Looking for DiBernardo. And Spencer will lay it off there for McCall Zerboni. Look at the space here for Vicky. Coming towards the center circle, gets it to Zerboni. Now back outside, but not going to find Reynolds. End to end here. Kwan couldn't find the space for Bywaters. As Adriana scored in the game at Houston. A bad giveaway here. And Columpney swiped down by McCall Zerboni, and Mark Allerton wasting no time to make that call. Restart coming up here for Chicago. We're in the 7th minute. If you're just tuning in, the Flash with a 3rd-minute goal from Samantha Kerr off a Vicky corner kick. DiBernardo and Columpney over the ball. Vanessa DiBernardo, 22 years old, a goal and 3 assists this season. That name may sound familiar to some of you NASL fans. She rips one in, and Williams scoops it up.
A little ambitious from 35 yards out on Williams, and it was just a straight shot. Right now, it was pretty easy for Williams to take that, but you could see that she could strike a heck of a ball.
Comes from a great soccer family. Angelo DiBernardo, her father, former NASL member of the New York Cosmos. There's Reynolds. One-time cross into the box and cleared away.
Reynolds getting herself into the right spots, getting forward, and she's got to work on that's 2 crosses already that she hasn't really capitalized on for the Western New York Flash. You're going to get forward, you're going to get in the right positions, but make sure you take advantage of it when you're up there.
Columpney and Zerboni really starting to heat up in the middle of the field. Some physical challenges. Good move by Sahlen to spin away from Columpney. Adriana looks up. She's got some space. Cuts it back inside. Kerr, the goal scorer. Sahlen outside now for Edmonds. In the 10th minute, Flash attacking on the far side. Vicky. Would have been a great ball if she could have just split those 2 defenders, but Chicago knocking it out of play, and a throw-in coming up for the home side.
A nice bit of possession here by the Western New York Flash. Good patience, good ball movement.
Good cross, headed away there by Johnson. Motts on the far side, looking for Morway. She's pressured, has to give up a throw-in. It'll be Edmonds to take it. The 26-year-old who played in Russia last season after several seasons in the W League. Throws this one into the box looking for Spencer. She is steamrolled as she goes down holding her right hip. I don't think Chicago was too happy with that call. Motts, the 24-year-old, who is from St. Louis along with Columpney. They're known as the St. Louis Connection, Columpney and Motts. A hard challenge there, leading to the foul against Spencer. There's the service from Adriana. That's another deep one. Could that be part of the game plan on these restarts, to get him in deep against Van Sil, the 23-year-old?
Well, I think they want to crowd her a little bit and make her a little bit nervous. She has experience playing in the league, but she came over last year to the Chicago Red Stars last year in May, and she played against the Western New York Flash here in that 2-1 loss for the Chicago Red Stars. She's got some experience, but why not crowd her? She's not the starting keeper. With LeBlanc out with the Canadian national team, put a lot of pressure on her and see how she reacts.
The Canadians playing against Germany tonight in Vancouver at BC Place. Getting back to Van Sil, 2 games so far this season, 3 goals against for the 23-year-old from Florida State University. Kwan from Stanford with some space at midfield. This ball's into space for Hoy, and she is offside. Restart coming up here for the Western New York Flash.
A low offside's a really nice ball by Kwan. At first, you didn't know if she knew what she was going to do with the ball. She just kept looking and looking and hoping that Hoy made that run and maybe held on to it 1 second too long, and, which had Hoy go offsides.
And that Flash goal was sponsored by the Realtors Charitable Foundation. They're continuing their support of the Rochester community by donating $500 for every goal scored by the Flash at Sahlen Stadium this season. The total now up to $3,000 for goals scored at home. As we are in the 13th minute, Williamson outside to Edmonds. Kerr, one touch, taken away by Hemmings. Hoy off the chest, leaves it for Kolupny. Zerboni again getting stuck in there. Vicky helping out. And Kolupny's going to have a lot of red jerseys around her tonight in that middle of the park. She's called for the foul against Samantha Kerr.
Looks like Kolupny, like we said before the game, she gets involved. Her and Zerboni are getting, and you mentioned it, they're getting involved with each other, and Kolupny's going to continue to get involved. But now that she's got that yellow card, she's got to slow her pace down a little bit when going in for tackles.
It's in the 13th minute.
That's an early time to get, it's really early to get a yellow card. So she's going to have to really watch herself, change her game a little bit.
Here's Salem out to the far side. And over everyone as Morway will watch this one roll out of bounds. A deep throwing coming up here for Chicago. We'll see if the Flash can pin them in there. This is the only game in the NWSL this evening. One game tomorrow, Boston and Seattle. And then the Flash back home on Sunday, 3 p.m. against the undefeated Seattle Reign. That should be a big one. Samantha Kerr. Marked there by Johnson. Just looking for a bit of space, and it'll be a corner kick now for the Flash. Third one of this young first half.
And exactly what we talked about before the game is changing the point of attack and starting to play it and get it deep and playing their attacking third. And this time it's not Catherine Reynolds taking the corner. It's definitely Vicky Lasada.
We'll see if this one goes deep again to Van Sil.
Well, no one's in the 6 right now, but
Vicky, another good service. 2 Flash players collide there. Taylor and Spencer. And it'll just be a harmless out-of-bounds throw-in coming up here for Chicago. Chicago 0-2-1 in their last 3 games. A tie versus Kansas City, losses against Seattle and Washington. Having a great season. 3rd place right now with 20 points. Last season 8-8-6. They were 6 points out of that final playoff spot. As Edmonds gives the Flash a chance to recover defensively. Chicago will be at Kansas City on Saturday, 8 o'clock kickoff. Second meeting of the season. For those two, they lost 1-0 on April the 30th. As a long ball now set forward for Samantha Kerr. This is where she is dangerous. Little toe poke. She's been watching the World Cup, seeing some of these toe poke goals, and she says, why not?
and what a brilliant goal that was, that toe poke by Oscar, right? Just brilliant goalie, and everyone's watching and saying, how did the goalie not see that? Goalies are not expecting that toe poke. And I think Samantha Kerr thinking the same exact thing. Good little play by Zerboni there, a little move by Adriana. Direct vision to go forward immediately, and Samantha Kerr, utilizing her speed, slows down a little bit, sees that there's no help, and I've got to go for it myself, and let me see if I can catch Vansel off guard.
Another toe poke today in the Chile game against Spain. DiBernardo, good header there by Reynolds. And she goes down, but quickly gets up. Play behind Kerr. Samantha Johnson to Kolupny. Trying to spread it out to this near side. And out of play. Throw coming up here for the Flash. Well, Mike, a lot of games coming up. 7 of the next 8 right here at Sahlen Stadium. And the Flash are going to need some of these valuable points to climb up and try to get into one of those playoff spots.
Also, that one game that they do have on the road is against the Houston Dash, and that's a team that they've lost to twice now, 2-1. They're going to want to win, so they're going to go in there with a purpose against Houston. So, really, you got 7 games at home. You're going to want to win all those games, obviously. Chance you may not win them all, but you also got Houston, and you're going to want revenge on that.
And almost a major mistake there as Kerr very close to getting her second of the half, and Vansel dodges a bullet on that play. In the 17th minute, the Flash just inches away from taking a 2-0 lead. It'll be a goal kick for Vansel. Adriana goes down. She's holding her lower back. And hopefully nothing too serious here. Goes off the goal kick from Vansel. Adriana Martin, the 27-year-old, 1 goal and 3 assists. She scored the goal in Houston on June 11th, that 2-1 loss. She gets a round of applause, and she is back on her feet. Tough day for the Spaniards today.
And you can see right there where Samantha Kerr almost picked off Vansel.
DiBernardo looking for Bywaters, and she comes up hobbling. Throw in here for Kwan. Bywaters. Kwan looking for her cross, not going to get through. Johnson, heavy first touch. Adriana comes in to take it away for the Flash. Nice bit of work in a very tight space from Adriana. Vicky, Adriana, quick little passes in a nice little area there for the Flash, and they get a round of applause. And Taylor will clear this one up and over the sideline. Throwing coming up for Kwan, the 9th overall pick in the NWSL draft. Hoy settles. Taylor all over her back, and Chicago has to retreat. Hemmings. Now Morway. Knocked out of play by Chicago. Throwing coming up for the Flash. Zerboni again involved with all of that action. And we mentioned Seattle coming to town on Sunday at 3 o'clock. And Evie Wambach, Carly Lloyd, they will be available for selection against the Reign, who are having a dynamite season. 9-0-2. Only 9 goals against, 25 goals for. And all cylinders firing for Seattle. Spencer to Vicky. Center circle, Zerboni. Salem behind Reynolds, but she does a good job to keep it in play. Zerboni's pass picked up by Hemmings. Bywaters now trying to thread that needle, but Brittany Taylor does such a good job reading it. This one's into space for Kerr. Hemmings waiting for Vansel to come out. She never came. And Hemmings has to make a quick decision. There's Morway.
And as she ran by, she had a little word with Vansel. You have to come out for that.
You can see her arms were out, like, come on, come on. A little miscommunication there, but Hemmings, the 28-year-old veteran, handled that very well.
You got Samantha Kerr on your back there, and Samantha Kerr, Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago when she scored 2 goals against the Seattle Reign, and she already has 1 tonight, and she's putting pressure on the defense here. almost a scoring opportunity earlier, almost picks one off of Vansel as Vansel's trying to get it out from her goal box, from her 18. And
offside, clear there by Hoy, currently behind the line of red Flash defenders. As it'll be a restart coming up for the 4-6-2 Flash. They're 2-1-1 at home, as Mike mentioned, 2-5-1 away from home. Again, this is the midway point of the season. And the Flash have a great opportunity here to make a stand on their home turf. Quan pops it up in the air. Brought down, played outside to Bywaters. She's got some space. She says, I'll have a few touches here. Into the box, nobody working off that pass from Bywaters. The 22-year-old had 2 goals last season in 6 games played. She's equaled that mark in 2014. Taylor Reynolds with some space on this near side. Kerr. Kolupny comes in. Good challenge, wins it away, and she is shoved off the ball, and Kerr will have a word with the official, and he wants a little privacy on this one. And he's going to bring out a card? Nope, not yet.
yeah, I mean, I don't think the tackle was that bad. I mean, she just, just slowing the game down a little bit, just throwing her body into it. It wasn't a flagrant foul, nothing nasty. Just it's a foul, nonetheless, but definitely not a yellow card. But maybe a little bit of a talking to, and
he was pointing to different parts of the field, highlighting where Kerr may have been in the wrong. As DiBernardo tried to push one through, and Edmonds will pick it up for the Flash. And on that streaking run by DiBernardo, very reminiscent of her father when he played for the Cosmos. Down the far side, looking to push the ball into space, as she'll pick up a corner kick in the 23rd minute, second corner kick of the game for the Red Stars. It'll be DiBernardo and Kolupny to discuss this one, as Adriana and Edmonds come over to defend. Let's see if they go with the short service. Nope, pumped into the box by DiBernardo. Flicked through the 18. Taylor steps into it. Quan, a little poke into the box, and no harm there, as Lydia Williams will come away with it. 8 games played this season for Williams, 9 goals against. A dual citizen of Australia and the U.S. Zerboni coming deep back to receive this one. Vicky settles it. Onto the outside for Edmonds, but it'll be knocked away by Keisha Morway. Played her college soccer for 2 seasons at Notre Dame, and then went to Colorado College. She's on that far side, number 3 for the Chicago Red Stars. Reynolds back to Taylor. Taylor with that great long ball quality gets it into Spencer. The cross into the box. Kerr with the fancy back heel. Not too far off the mark.
Spencer does a really good job getting around that. Kerr just got herself in just a little bit too early, crashing near post. She would have had an opportunity. You can see Spencer getting across, and it gets a little bit behind Kerr. She gets in just a little bit, split second too early, and had Hemmings right on her back. But hold your run just a little bit more and be patient.
How about the ball from Taylor?
Great ball by Taylor. She hits great balls, and once you start playing long ball soccer, Taylor is the one who's going to be hitting those balls. The Western New York Flash haven't played that game yet tonight, but up until then, they've been really possessing the ball, and then Taylor really surprises them with that long ball to Spencer.
There's Taylor again, trying to go forward, but it's knocked away by Juanino, who's had a rather quiet 26 minutes. Michelle Juanino, a 27-year-old veteran. In the middle of the field, marking Adriana at this time.
Yeah, she's got herself right in front of that back 4, and her job is just to really watch out for Adriana, watch out for Lasada coming through, and she's passing Adriana off, and then really watch out for that midfield and really hold that midfield together for Chicago. Because DiBernardo has actually slipped up a little bit. They're more in a 3-5-1 now with Kolupny and DiBernardo playing attacking midfielder.
Look at the space here for Reynolds on this near side. Kwan tracks over. Played back now to Taylor. Quick one touch for Sahlen. That's a heavy touch when he knows going to step in and win it. Mott's coming forward. She's 1v4. Still pushing forward, looking for some options. Bywater's coming in to help out. A slow attack here from Chicago. Flash can come back and win it away with Sahlen. Adriana, quick long ball again now for Samantha Kerr. Bouncing ball, Kerr gets it to settle on the turf.
Took a while for the Western New York Flash to catch up. They all got behind the ball really well when Bywaters had the ball.
Adriana, good move. Just to find a little bit of space. Things open up. She crosses in. It's over the head of Spencer. And Juanino with the header down the middle of the field.
That was a goal-saving tackle there by Kwan because Adriana was about to unleash one.
Crossed. And Kerr looking for the header. It was deflected just before she made contact. And Vansel pounces on the loose ball.
I think Hemmings did just enough there to throw Kerr off on that cross. Just get up, although she wasn't going to get it. It always throws off the forward when they're crashing far post. Good ball by Reynolds. We talked about her hitting some nice crosses in there, and this one gives her an opportunity, and Hemmings right there did enough just to interfere with Kerr's vision there.
Great timing on the header from Zerboni. Kerr back to Edmonds. And that heavy touch gave Motts just enough chance to have a challenge on the ball. Throw-in coming up for Chicago. As Mike said, they've been very vulnerable in the second half. Last 3 games, 6 goals against. We'll see if that continues later on tonight. As DiBernardo and the Red Stars trailing 1-0. Ball into the box for Hemmings, who's pushed way up here. Knocked away by the wall of red. Edmonds, Zerboni. Sahlen off of Hemmings, and Kolupny collects it for Chicago. DiBernardo has seen a lot of the ball here in this first half. 22 years old. Selected as the 4th overall pick in the 2014 draft, and a lot of touches coming through her right now. Hoy with a good turn, a low shot is wide and off the mark. And it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Lydia Williams and the Western New York Flash.
You know, and DiBernardo's in the mix. I mean, she was with the U20 national team that won the World Cup, and she's got that experience. And playing with Kolupny, she's just going to continue to learn the game. And what a great player to play next to if you have aspirations to be on the women's national team.
There's Spencer, left-footed cross, blocked away, and another corner kick, number 4 for the Flash. Vicky connected with Kerr in the 3rd minute. And we'll see if the Flash can do it once again. Now in the 30th minute. A 1-0 lead for the Flash.
And you can see they're going with the same play. You see that there's players all bounced in the box there and throwing it at Vansel. Vansel doesn't punch it out properly there. But they're bunching up on Vansel in the 6-yard box.
Claims of a handball by Samantha Kerr in the box. Unnoticed by the referee. And Vansel has been very uncomfortable, as you say, getting jammed in the 6. There's Zerboni. Adriana. Good spin move by Vicky. Pass is deflected and cleared away by Hemmings. Edmonds battling with Motts. Edmonds almost turned the corner there, but Motts getting some help from Kwan, who's now shifted over to the far side. Into the box, headed away by Johnson. Brought down by Kerr. Spencer pops it up in the 18. Collides with DiBernardo, no call made. Jen Hoy tracking back, receives it. And Chicago can start their attack now. Approaching midfield is Kwan. There's Kolupny. Mike sang her praises at the start of the game. U.S. national player, outstanding career in college. But in the middle of the field tonight, it's been DiBernardo who's been a bit more active. Here she is again. Chips into the box for Bywaters. Williams comes out, ball's just sitting there. And luckily she's able to look down and it's right at her feet.
Again, a nice ball by DiBernardo. And Bywaters making that dangerous run from the left midfield position, slipping herself into the middle. And I thought she was going to get a foot on that around Catherine Reynolds.
Spencer, top of the 18, offside. Earlier, Samantha Kerr made a great diagonal run, and Adriana just couldn't thread the needle to find her. And that time, Jasmine Spencer, who's got a goal and an assist in 11 games played this season, called on the offside. Vancil. High kick up and over midfield. Zerboni, good header. Just off the foot, though, of Adriana. Kolupny unable to find DiBernardo. There'll be a throw-in coming up for the Flash. There's Spencer. Vicky, quick touch outside. Adriana slow to get up once again. She's taking a few knocks here tonight. Johnson's header pushed back in by Vicky. Bouncing ball in the box. Kerr gets the right-footed way. And finally cleared away by Chicago. Playing with fire, letting that ball bounce in the box. Adriana gets away from DiBernardo. Vicky. Back to Reynolds. Salem. Vicky, ball at her feet. Hands moving, directing traffic.
Yeah, she wants her back four to start coming forward so they can help out and really compress the field against Chicago.
And here is Williamson, one of the fullbacks, pushing up on that far side. Battles there with Kolupny, and it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Chicago.
As soon as Williamson slipped out of there, Salem slipped right into that center back position. And here's Williamson going forward, Kolupny all over her. Really nowhere Williamson can go, and Kolupny just so smart.
Goal kick here for Vancil.
Playing in that 4-4, the Western New York Flash are playing in a 4-4-2 with Kerr and Jasmine Spencer up top. And Reynolds and Edmonds are getting so much room on the outside. It surprises me because with the Chicago Red Stars playing in a 4-5-1, Bywaters and Mott should really have those outside backs covered as they go forward. But the Western New York Flash are doing a really good job of really taking over that center of the park. So it's drawing Bywaters or Mott in to support Kolupny, DiBernardo, and Winino. So it's really leaving that outside open for either side if they change the point of attack quick enough.
And they have seen a lot of space, like you say, on the outsides. Reynolds. Now she's starting to inch forward. Zerboni looking for her. Kerr goes back to the center, and a back heel. Little flick from Vicky actually catches Samantha Johnson in the face, and hopefully she'll be okay. The trainer being called on immediately. I don't even know if she's realizing that Johnson's back there. She may have caught a heel right to the face. In the 35th minute, Samantha Johnson, the 23-year-old.
And the referee is having a talk with her. He's reaching into his pocket.
That's not a yellow. I don't see
I'm very
that being
surprised if he issues her a yellow here. I'd be very, very surprised.
He's got his book out, Mike. I think he's going to give her a yellow. Unbelievable.
That is.
No, disagree with that one.
Well, the thing that I'm nervous about is, does this go to the disciplinary committee? Whoever is, you never know. I mean, if this
hope
gets
not.
To the disciplinary committee, and I mean, you can see Vicky Lozada, she's laughing. at the fact that she just got a yellow card. Like, unbelievable. Just,
I disagree with that call. Don't like that call.
I mean, I guess if you see a little blood, you feel like it's a yellow card, but it's definitely, that's not a yellow card. So this goes to the disciplinary committee. Who knows who is in the disciplinary committee? Why are they making the decisions? Sitch can't play tonight. She's got a 2-game suspension, and a 2-game suspension's harsh. Particularly, I mean, it was harsh for Carly Lloyd, and it's harsh for Sitch as well. What Rory Dames told me earlier was that that someone told him that it went through 2 committees. Oh. So, are there 2 disciplinary committees, or is there a disciplinary committee and then another committee that says yes, the disciplinary committee is right or they're sanctioned? Here's the other thing: you're telling the referees that they got it wrong on the field. So if the referees got it wrong, what's happening to those referees?
Good
Just
point.
like the referee in the first match, in the Japan match, he got knocked down to be a 4th official.
That's a good point.
He lost his match, and now he's a 4th official because he gave away a bad penalty kick.
So Samantha Johnson is over at the sideline now. Towel to her, it looks like her mouth that took the heel from Vicky. And Emily Van Egmond, the former member of the Western New York Flash, is warming up for Chicago. So Julianne Sitch was suspended for 2 games for the use of excessive force in an incident involving Seattle Reign midfielder Keelan Winters in the second half of their match on June the 7th.
And I looked at that match. If you go through the cautions for that match, it was 3 or 4 excessive forces in that match. But the question is, you're telling the referees that they didn't get it right on the field, so what's happening to the referees? If there's a disciplinary committee out there issuing red cards after the fact, which does not happen in any league.
Mike Van Egmond will come on for Johnson. Let's hope she is okay. Hate to see anybody go down with an injury like that. I don't think there was any intent by Vicky to injure the Chicago defender. It's Vancil, another close one. Spencer coming in and applying some high-speed pressure. Here's Sahlen.
There's that wide open space. They are playing a man down right now. And it looks like Van Egmond is going to come in for Johnson.
We'll get you an update as soon as we hear anything from field level with regards to Samantha Johnson.
And I'm thinking they're going to bring in Van Egmond and probably move Winino into the defensive, into the center back position.
There's Zerboni. Kerr. Back to Reynolds. Chicago playing with 10 on the field right now. And this change will come up in the 39th minute. It is Van Egmond coming in for Johnson. And Van Egmond, we know her very well from her days with the Flash in 2012. And kind of ironic, in that championship final against Chicago, Van Egmond scored the 4th penalty in that game, giving the Flash a 3-2 lead that they went on to win 4-3 in penalties. So Van Egmond coming back to Western New York, now as a member of the Chicago Red Stars. DiBernardo outside, and Motz is clearly behind the Flash defense.
And I mean, if you think about it, 2 years ago, Van Egmond was 18 years old, just learning, playing with these professionals. Well, we were in the WPSL Elite, semi-pro, pro, whatever you want to call it, but learning the game. And now she's 20 years old, and Rory Dames is getting the advantage of getting a Van Egmond that can come off the bench and play in that defensive center mid-roll for him.
Reynolds behind Adriana. Winino pokes it away. Here's Kolupny hustling, and Zerboni right there with her. Bywaters. Taylor gets there first, back to Williams. We're in the 40th minute. A 3rd-minute goal from Samantha Kerr, giving the Flash a 1-0 lead. In 39th minute, Van Egmond came on for Samantha Johnson, who went down after Vicky tried to use the back heel for a pass that was behind her. Ended up connecting with possibly the jaw of Samantha Johnson. Chicago's coming back the other way, and DiBernardo had some options on that far side, decided to go on her own.
Has to lay that out to Motz. I mean, Motz is a goal scorer in herself, and if I'm Motz, I'd be totally furious right now because That was wide open there, as I thought for sure DiBernardo was going to lay that one out there for Motts. And Zerboni with a bad giveaway there in the middle third, and DiBernardo just has to lay that out. No one's out there on Motts.
Vicky Williamson. Another giveaway, middle of the field. Kolupny comes away with it this time. Hoy. And Kolupny was fouled, and referee waited to see if there was a bit of an advantage, and not to his liking. So Chicago in the 41st minute will have a restart. And it'll be DiBernardo to take it. When she was drafted, Dames, the head coach, said she'll form the spine of our team down the middle for years to come. And I think we're seeing the foundation of that right now.
Yeah, we are starting to see the beginnings of DiBernardo being a force in this league.
Nice header there by Vicky, who's had a real solid first half. There's Kolupny. Pass picked away by Zerboni. Kerr, soft in the layoff. It's not going to get there. Williams pops it down the middle of the field, off the top of Van Egmont's head and back into the Chicago half of the field.
Oh, and it looks like Spencer did something.
I bet you that's from earlier, because remember on the far side she was holding her right hip?
Yeah, it looks like it's a hip flexor, or she's holding her hip there. They put the ball out of bounds for her.
And earlier in this half, she took a knock on that far side of the 18 to her right hip, and that may have just been enough for her, trying to muscle through it here in this first half. But Jasmine Spencer, the 23-year-old from Bayshore, New York, looks to be in a lot of pain.
Long Island player there. She does.
Your eyes lit up when I said that.
Well, I know she's from Long Island, but she's had a very good half, making a lot of runs, and this is going to hurt. And I don't think it was a cramp. She's
a little hobble though, still.
And I think what Taylor did was come over and say, listen, can you just get it into halftime here, so we don't have to make a switch, and see if you can walk it off in the 15 minutes at halftime. And I don't think you're going to see her make any diagonal runs in this last couple minutes of this half.
She's taking her spot right at the middle of the field. We'll see if she can even last the final 2 minutes plus stoppage time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a cramp.
Hoy. Loose ball, middle of the field, Sahlen for Kerr. Spencer. Knocked off the ball, and this is probably going to do it for her, as she'll win a foul. Hemmings is called for the foul.
And I'm surprised how delayed that call was. I mean, she got hit, went down, rolled around. You can see here she gets hit. Hemmings throws her off. And then she rolled around a couple times, and then the ref blew the whistle.
And a yellow card to boot for Hemmings.
Oh, yeah, that's a yellow card.
That is definitely a warranted yellow card, coming up high with the arm. And at the corner of the 18 in the 45th minute, it will be a restart for the Western New York Flash, who've just been pumping balls deep into the box, giving Vancil all sorts of trouble. And we'll see if they crash hard inside the 6 once again. Adriana over the ball. Flash leading this 1-0. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. I'm Joe Giuliano along with Mike Kerms on the Flash Broadcast Network. As the Flash beginning the first of 4 straight at home. Here's Adriana. Edmond steps over. Adriana shot. Vancil, good punching at the post. And it's a good clearance to the outside of the 18. Another shot. And Adriana got all of that one. In the 45th minute, you can hear the pop as it came off her foot.
Yeah, she didn't get over the ball. She really leaned back on it, and that's why you heard that pop. It just went right over the bar. She's got to do better on that shot, but her first shot, that free kick, going to the corner, Vancil does a good job of saving that ball.
3 minutes of stoppage time. DiBernardo She has been very good in the midfield for Chicago. Bywaters, ball's tangled up in her feet. Pressured. Back to Kwan. And Bywaters will be called for the foul. A restart coming up here for the Flash. Again, 3 minutes of stoppage time. As the Flash goes short to Reynolds. Now Sahlen. Reynolds pressured and going forward now to Vicky. Cuts it back inside. Kolupny comes in, no nonsense there. Gets it to Van Egmond. Good header. And the foul is going to be called on Vicky against Kolupny, and a late restart here in the first half for Chicago. It'll be DiBernardo once again to take it. Adriana fronting the ball. She'll go to the middle of the field for Kwan. Looking for Kolupny, and she'll run out of space, and a goal kick coming up here for Western New York as they hold on to this slim 1-0 lead. And as we talked about, Chicago's had trouble in the second half keeping it out of the net. They've got 24 goals against on the season. That is tied for the most in the NWSL with the last place Boston Breakers. Juanino can't poke it away from Adriana. Vicky coming in to help out. Nice little move from Vicky.
Adriana's so much more comfortable on the ball.
Spencer with a shot that just whistles high.
She goes down again with her hip there.
Credit to even get the shot away.
Who knows if she's going to make it into the second half, but it's nice to see Adriana comfortable on the ball and seeing her play very comfortable with her teammates, because you saw when she first came back from that injury earlier in the season, she wasn't as comfortable, and just really Adriana's been such a playmaker this half.
As the header is won by Adriana. Vicky.
I mean, her and Lasada just playing with each other nonstop.
There's DiBernardo.
Both Spanish internationals.
And that will bring half number one to a close after 45 minutes of play. The Western New York Flash have a 1-0 lead. In the third minute, it was Samantha Kerr, her fourth goal of the season. Vicky, her fourth assist. And the Flash take the 1-0 lead after 45 minutes of play. We'll take a break for the half, and we'll see in a few minutes for second half action from Sahlen Stadium. Western New York 1, Chicago 0. This is the Flash Broadcast Network.
The Courage Bowl has become one of Rochester's most significant athletic events. It is more than just a game, raising funds and awareness for Camp Good Days.
For the kids, for Camp Good Days.
Now for Courage Bowl 10, a new chapter, an East Side-West Side rivalry. St. John Fisher College against Brockport. Support Camp Good Days.
Great Taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
Hi, I'm Soccer Sam for Salvatores.com, Rochester's #1 pizzeria and your healthy, fast, local choice.
Salvatore's gluten-free pizza, thin pizza, multi-grain pizza dough, amazing salads, fresh wraps and subs, sausage slingers, pasta dinners, real pizza ovens, and so much more.
Salvatores.com, your healthy, fast, local choice. And yeah, we deliver everything but babies. Do it with me. Salvatores.com.
Now at Subway restaurants, the new $3 menu is here. Choose from a variety of savory 6-inch subs, all for just $3 each. Available all day long. Try the Black Forest ham, spicy Italian, or oven-roasted chicken. But hurry in, the $3 menu is available for a limited time only. For bigger variety and better value, the choice is easy when you choose from the new $3 menu at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
Times at the distillery. Grab the family and experience our fun, wholesome atmosphere. The service is friendly and the food is delicious. The appetizers are amazing. The entrees are awesome with exceptional quality dishes and innovative, delicious recipes to satisfy everyone's appetite. Enjoy your favorite distillery dish anytime with our takeout service and our kitchen that's always open late.
The distillery.
Welcome back to Sahlen Stadium. Joe Giuliano and Mike Kerms as we get ready for half number 2. Let's look at your numbers through 45 minutes of play here at Sahlen Stadium. And shots, we'll start off with that for the Western New York Flash, 6 for the home side and 2 for the visitors. Saves, 2 apiece in that first half. Corner kicks, 4 for the home side, 1 for Chicago. And fouls, 5 for the Flash, 4 for Chicago. And the scoreline is 1-0. Samantha Kerr in the 4th minute from Vicky on a corner kick. And that's where we stand right now as we begin half number 2. And we're talking about Jasmine Spencer possibly coming off. Believe it or not, she is out there ready for the kickoff. Flash will be attacking the goal to our left. Chicago's made one change. Van Egmond came on for Johnson, who unfortunately took a heel to the face in the 39th minute. The official substitution was made there, so hopefully Samantha Johnson is okay. She was getting looked at by the Rhinos training staff along with the Chicago trainer as well. As we are underway in the second half, Samantha Kerr. Back pass, no one there but Kolupny. Forward to Bywaters, it's behind her and Salem. And the Flash take possession at midfield.
Yeah, if the Flash continue to do what they did in the first half, maintaining possession, switching the point of attack, playing in the attacking third, in their attacking third, and really putting Chicago on their heels, they're gonna continue to see success in this second half.
There's a throw on the far side.
On the other hand, Chicago, if they keep flowing through DiBernardo, and DiBernardo starts spraying the ball a little bit more to the outsides, using Motts and using Bywaters more to the outside. They're really playing inside the 18-yard box. They're not getting outside and playing the flanks as much.
Kolupny went down after a challenge with Vicky, and the referee said to Vicky, don't go too far away. We're going to have a word. And Kolupny's still down on the turf as the referee marches his way back towards the Spanish international. And he's going to go in the pocket once again.
Oh, and that won't be good. That means he's reaching into the other pocket.
He had his hand in the pocket, and it came out. Let's see. She's gotten a yellow card in the 36th minute. And I think he may have thought twice about it. Vicky dodges a bullet here. Mark Allerton is the referee, and Vicky just avoids her second yellow. She would have been off for the Flash, and he gave her a very stern warning. Kolupny is up, a little bit of a hobble, but she is an extremely tough competitor, and she will bounce back, and I'm sure.
Well, I'll say that makes up for the first yellow card. So maybe that one did deserve a yellow card where the first one didn't as much. But combining those two, you've got a yellow card there for Vicky, and it's a good thing. Smart ref there, not issuing a second yellow and changing the aspect of this game.
He had his hand in the pocket, Mike, and I think they looked and he saw it was Vicky again, and maybe giving her the benefit of the doubt here as the Flash dodge a bullet on that one. They can thank the referee for his harsh words and not showing the plastic. And Salem, her pass headed away by Bywaters. She gets another chance to knock it forward when Nino and Kwan chase this one down back to Vansell. Her clearance doesn't reach midfield. Kolupny there to pick it up. Looks like she's recovered, and the motor running once again. Bywaters. Van Egmond. The long ball is going to go over the end line, and it'll be a restart for the Western New York Flash. So the next 4 games for Western New York at home, and here's the lineup. Tonight, Chicago, Seattle, Boston, Seattle again. So it is going to be a tough go for the Flash in this 4-game homestand. 2 times against the league leaders, the Seattle Reign. 2 balls on the field as Edmonds will slow it down and pick up a throw in here for the Flash.
Well, they do get a little relief there, playing Boston in between, but still, Boston, there's not an easy team in this league to face, and every team's making changes and trying to find the right mix of players, and it's going into the second half of the season. You never know what Boston's going to bring.
And I think we learned that on Saturday, May 31st, when Houston came in. Their record wasn't the best, but they seemed to click that night, and they've kind of turned the corner on the season.
Yeah, they've got 3 wins since then, and, well, 2 more wins after that. And you saw on paper that they were a good team, and they were just trying to find their way, trying to get all the players in-house when they needed them, and just couldn't get that. They've had a few injuries throughout the season, which all teams have had injuries, but Houston, you could see, was a really, really good team. I mean, just like the Chicago team, they're missing 5 players to national team duty. And that's going to hurt. And then again, missing Sitch, and then a few other key injuries.
So Dames has put the best possible team he can together, and they've done an admirable job here through 50 minutes. They've had some chances as well. I think DiBernardo has been their main standout. As Vicky plays a ball now for Spencer, cutting it to the top of the 18. She's taken down by Morway, and another yellow card being shown here by the official in the 50th minute.
And that one was an easy yellow.
3rd yellow card of the game for Chicago. Kolupny, Hemmings, and Morway in the book.
And Spencer does the right thing. She cuts right in front of Morway to really get her out of the picture. And the only thing that Morway could do there is foul her or just let her go and try to get herself in a position. And, I mean, I don't think Morway did it on purpose. They just get tangled up. But Spencer does the right thing, cutting yourself in front of the defender. And sure enough, a yellow card comes out, foul and a yellow card.
Adriana off the crossbar. May have hit where the post and the crossbar meet. She had the keeper beat. And just like that, the Flash could have had a 2-0 lead.
She did have Vansel beat. It was a very nice kick. Free kick, set piece from Adriana. And we saw it in the first half as well, where Vansel came over and made a great save. And right there, she hits the inside of the post. Well, really, she hits the post square, comes straight out. What a nice hit by Adriana.
Beautiful shot from Adriana. Up, then down over the wall.
Similar to one we saw earlier this year by Sonia Bermudez. Except on the other side, more in the middle, but still, just a great shot. The Spanish internationals, they're definitely taking the free kicks for Aaron Lyons in the Western New York Flash.
Just like that, Adriana stepping in, beautiful power and placement. The post denies number 11.
And like we said earlier, she's starting to feel it. She's getting more comfortable on the field, coming off of that injury early in the season, and now she's back in it.
Zerboni comes away with a loose ball. Good move, gets away from Kolupny. Nice pass to Kerr. Streaking down the middle. Looking to get Spencer into space. This one's going to be played by Hemmings, but all the way behind Vansel. And that's all she can do there to not give up a corner kick.
Great transition and counterattack, and that all started from the hard work of McCall Zerboni in her defensive third and getting it out and seeing that explosive pass to Samantha Kerr.
Here's Taylor. Stood up there by Bywaters, throwing for the Flash. '53rd minute, Flash with a 1-0 lead. Here's a look at the Adriana strike.
Nice hit. Just a really nice hit. Goes right over the wall. Perfectly placed. Well, almost perfectly placed.
So Boney gets a toe poke on it. Juanino pounds it down the far side. Taylor. Nice one touch. Williamson. Back to Taylor. Now Williams. In the 54th minute. Flash coming out of the back. Vicky. Good ball now on the near side for Adriana. Edmonds overlapping. Adriana keeps possession. Vicky back to Adriana. Good bit of work here. Now Spencer into the 18. Tries to spin around Juanino, but the 27-year-old veteran reads it well and breaks up the Flash attack.
Nice ball movement there by the Western New York Flash.
Zerboni flicked forward now for Kerr. Reynolds streaking into the 18 on the far side. Chips into the box. Headed away there at the last second by Morway. Now Chicago trying to come forward. Passes a little too far for Hoy from Motts. And the Chicago counterattack comes to an end. Throw in for Reynolds. The 26-year-old started all 24 games last season. So far she's played in 12 for the Flash. Into space, foot race for Spencer, but Vancil playing as that last line of defense real high coming off to win that ball. And this one's knocked back into the Flash box. Lydia Williams. To Edmonds. Through everyone, and there's just Green on that far side. Reynolds says, I'll take a run here. Huge bit of space there, but Chicago did a nice job to come in and close down that gap. Into space, looking for Vicky when Nino breaks it up. Looks like a light rain starting to fall here at Sahlen Stadium. Nothing like last night. I was calling the DC United Rochester Rhinos game, and a 60-mile-per-hour wind came bursting through the stadium, knocking the field signs down. 2 delays of 34 minutes and 91 minutes, but luckily for the Flash and the Red Stars, that nasty weather has passed through, and hopefully we won't see that tonight. By the way, the Rhinos knocking DC United out of the Open Cup last night, 1-0. Quick throw in from Edmonds to Vicky. Now Williamson. Back to Vicky. Long ball. Hemmings retreating and heading it to Morway. Van Egmond, good pass to Kolupny, who can turn. Into space for Hoy. Motts is also there, but it'll be rolling over the end line. And the Flash will pick up a goal kick.
Chicago almost can't get anything started every single time they get the ball. They continue to knock that ball away, and really that final pass going into the attacking third has been unsuccessful, and you just saw right there with Kolupny even knocking it for a goal kick for the Western New York Flash.
These two teams played April 19th in Chicago, 1-0 win for the Red Stars. Julie Johnston with the goal on a corner kick from you-know-who, DiBernardo, who had a great first half. Somewhat quiet here in the first 10, 11 minutes of the second half. Hoy battling hard in the middle of the field. Taken back by the Flash. There's Adriana. Kerr outside. One-on-one with Juanino. Adriana. Angela Salem. Edmonds, Flash knocking it around from side to side, slowly moving towards the Chicago goal. Good job by DiBernardo backtracking, but her pass is not going to reach its target, and it'll be a restart coming up here for Chicago.
And he's going to want to talk to McCall. McCall not happy with that call. He's going to want to talk to McCall about a little bit of a dissent there.
She'll slowly make her way over to the official.
Taps him on the shoulder, says, sorry about that. Still not happy with your call. I think it was a poor call, and she's smiling.
Good job by Edmonds. Morway. And knocked on a play by Adriana, who goes down holding her right heel. She's had a tough go tonight. She's been down a few times, gets a little pat on the back from Erin Lyons. She was down on the turf a couple times in the first half. Williamson. Looks up, long ball forward. Looking for Kerr. Vicky. Spencer. Outside, a good ball. Quarter of the 18, Reynolds. Crosses. And headed away by Juanino. Still Reynolds to Sahlen. Her chip into the box. Offside would have been Samantha Kerr, who smartly lets that roll through. Rain starting to pick up here at Sahlen Stadium. Referee's assistant has her flag up, and I guess the ball was still rolling on the goal kick. Van Sil not happy with the call, and I can kind of see her point.
What's the purpose of slowing the game down? Right? Except you now just wasted 30 seconds.
So she takes the re-kick. And the loose ball's picked up by Adriana. Flash can't keep possession. Morway's pass off the mark from Motz. Edmonds creeping forward. Kerr. Now Kolupny to DiBernardo. Hoy. Immediately pressured by Williamson, and they collide once again after the whistle. Hoy, the 23-year-old, Williamson, the 24-year-old. Cat was picked up in a trade with Portland in the NWSL championship game last season. 56th minute, got the first ever red card for the Thorns. Here's Williamson with the ball now. Oh, good touch from Adriana. Edmonds, Kerr. Still Kerr. Looking to get out of some traffic here. Gets the cross away and not a deflected ball, so it'll be a goal kick for the visitors, the Chicago Red Stars.
It's good defense there by Chicago, really keeping Kerr on the outside, not allowing her to cross it. The job is just do not let that ball get across the field, and they do that, and they pick up a goal kick.
Dame's up and on his feet, setting up his tactical formation. Done a great job as the head coach of Chicago. You guys had a pretty good conversation before the game. Looked pretty animated.
It was just, you know, just about some of the things going on. We definitely talked about the disciplinary committee. We both not happy with the disciplinary committee, so we were on the same page there for sure.
Spencer will take a shot from the corner of the 18. It's off the mark.
You know, and then talking about the struggles of having injuries, you know, but we still have to play through it. Everyone gets injuries, and we got to continue what we need to do to win these games. Everyone's got national team players. We got to make sure that our bench and we have the depth in our bench, and they're going to come on the field and when they get the opportunity to play, they show.
Got the team to the WPSL Elite Championship match in 2012. 500 season last year, and this year up into third place with 20 points are the Chicago Red Stars. Flash in sixth place with 14 points.
Yeah, and last year, you know, Chicago was a good team, and it was all around Kolupny, and now they're starting to. There's a little bit more of a supporting cast this year with the Chicago Red Stars. Last year was all about Kolupny. It was almost easy to hone in on Kolupny, shut her down, and you almost shut down the Chicago Red Stars. This year, you've got a lot more players. DiBernardo, Johnson's new on the team, Kristen Press is new on the team, Leone is new on the team, and Ertzeg. So you got 4 players all at national team duties. They're not here today. I mean, and let's not forget about Shannon Box, who hasn't been able to play all year, coming back from maternity leave, and she's starting to play and train. She's not fit yet, but you don't have her. You don't have her right now.
She's in that U.S. camp, getting physically ready, so that'll kind of speed things up for her. Talk about accelerating your training. That'll do it. She won't make an appearance with the team, but the training alone will be valuable for her. Clearance on the near side for Edmonds.
Well, just being in that environment. You're not training on your own. Your team's on the road in Rochester, New York, and now you know what? You've been with the national team. We're going to give you the opportunity to get you back in shape, and you're in the right environment. You're in the best environment in the world for women's soccer.
U.S. will take
for U.S. women's soccer. So
France on tomorrow night. They won 1-0 on Saturday. Carly Lloyd played 90 minutes in that game. If Abby and Carly are watching, hello from Sahlen Stadium. Definitely missed out there for the home side tonight. As Quan looks to get one into the flash half of the field. Vicky, a little too far on the touch. Van Egmond. DiBernardo.
And there's an opportunity there for Abby Wambach to get her knee back in shape from that injury she saw with the Houston Dash. Didn't need to use her against the Seattle Reign with that 5-0 win. Didn't need to bring her off the bench.
There's Adriana spinning around. Looking for some space, looking for some options.
That Portland win, yes, obviously.
Taylor to Vicky.
Obviously, Seattle does not have a loss yet.
Seattle's on your mind as they come in here for 2 matches.
That's right.
In a very short span. There's Kolupny, beat to the ball by Sahlen. Boy, good turn. Motts. Edmonds has been very strong on the outside tonight for the Flash. Taylor with the header. Zerboni goes down awkward in the challenge with Motts, and I don't know if I see a foul there, Mike. I thought she came in.
I think Zerboni just
hard,
got caught herself
clean
on one leg, and
Yep.
Motts came in and just came in to win the ball. They, again, got tangled up, and Motts has that yellow card, and you hope the referee wouldn't have called that.
The call is okay. And the Flash will pick up a free kick.
You can see right here, Zerboni's getting the ball. Motts is coming in for the tackle, getting tight in, and Zerboni would probably disagree with us on that one.
Everybody disagrees with us. That's why we're here. Van Egmond knocked away by Adriana. Tonight our producer is John Catalano, and our crew does an absolutely tremendous job. Thanks for all that they do. Replays, graphics, you name it. They've got our back here at Sahlen Stadium as a long ball on the ground. Bywaters gets the shot away, but it's not going to cause any problems for Lydia Williams in the 67th minute. 1-0, still Western New York. That early goal, standing up right now in the 3rd minute, it was Kerr from Vicky.
You know, and although that's a nice ball, a quick transition by the Chicago Red Stars, again, they're playing inside the 18-yard box. She forces that ball to Bywaters versus getting that ball out to Quan quickly and perhaps working on the outside between Bywaters, Quan, and DiBernardo, doing a 3v2 or 3v1 on the outside. They keep forcing her right down the middle.
Offside on Spencer. Restart taken to Quan. Zakia Bywaters, back to Quan. Looking for Kolupny. Taylor steps in front of her, and a corner kick coming up for Chicago. Only the second one of the game for the Red Stars, who have an opportunity here on this restart. Chicago with DiBernardo and Kolupny setting up for the corner kick on the far side. Flash defending with 2. And the referee is going to stop us and have a word with the little challenge that's taking place in the 6 with Van Egmond and Reynolds.
And I don't think Adriana's a player you want on the outside there.
The header into the mix, blocked by a Flash defender. Quan puts it back into the 18, and it'll go out of play. Good defensive play by the Flash to help out Lydia Williams there.
You know, the Chicago Red Stars, they bring 2 players out there, Kolupny and DiBernardo. DiBernardo is clearly going to cross it, not knock it to Kolupny. And Adriana's out there getting pulled out there. She's got to stay out there to make sure it's a 2v2 situation so they don't take advantage of it. But really, Adriana's probably not the player that you want on the outside, getting taken out of the middle on a defensive corner kick situation.
Van Egmond. More away. DiBernardo's taken down. Play on, though, as Motts got it forward to Bywaters. Taylor Cleared out of play. Flash looking to make a change here is Aaron Lyons and Pedro Losa in a bit of a discussion. Out of play by Vicky. If you look at the Flash coaching staff, Pedro Losa from Spain, Rudy Pompert, the goalkeeper coach from Holland. And as we know, the World Cup has been a pretty interesting battle. You wonder if they've had some great conversations about their preferred nations.
Yeah, it was a great conversation for Rudy, not Pedro.
Well said, my friend. Looks like two changes getting ready for the Flash as Juanino being pressured by Spencer. And Juanino comes away with it. Good slide tackle to keep it back into the Flash half. Here's Sahlen.
And this, I believe that Bermudez, Sonia will be coming in for Spencer.
There's Kerr fighting for it. Adriana goes to the far side over the head of Spencer. Headed away by Kwan. And Zerboni lays it off for Reynolds. Cuts it back. Can't get the cross through the Chicago defense. Taylor again, so solid. Vicky. Chicago in the middle of the field. Bywaters comes in to pick up possession. Motts. Van Egmond. Didn't like that touch at all. And Kerr. So she was pushed from behind, but she's not going to get that one. So it's going to be Wetzel and Sonia who come on for the Flash. At the next stoppage, they're checking in with the fourth official. Foul called on Chicago. Sonia will be making her 10th appearance of the season. And if you want to see a crafty, very talented left-footed player, stick around, because the 29-year-old who played with Barcelona can dazzle with her fancy footwork. Good flick forward from Curtis Spencer. Outside to Reynolds. Pumps one into the box. Vansel under no pressure. Snags it out of the air.
And if I'm Pedro Losa, I take Catherine Reynolds and I make her hit 100 balls a day. Crosses from early crosses to crosses at full speed, to crosses when you got time, for crosses when you're coming in. Because she's getting herself in the right position, but she's not capitalizing on those crosses for the Western New York Flash.
Kolupny gets a cross in, and Edmonds has to clear it over the end line. And we will get our changes now in the 72nd minute.
So she's putting in all that hard work, and then she's just not executing in that final stage.
Flash will not make the change on this corner kick. They'll wait till after the corner kick is taken by Chicago. It's been waved off.
But the ref,
now they're going to say, yep, you have to make the change.
The ref decided to wave him back on.
So Jasmine Spencer comes off as Sonia comes on for her in the 73rd minute now. And Wetzel will come on for Vicky, who seemed to get a little tired here in this second half. Good move by Aaron Lyons. Vicky got the assist on the goal from Kerr. Jasmine Spencer went a lot longer than we thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And she, every time she kicked the ball or fell, you saw that she was a little bit in pain. And here's that situation where Adriana's getting pulled to the outside again. You want her in the box in a defensive header situation.
High service from DiBernardo, punched away by Williams.
And Chicago almost taking the play right out of the playbook of the Western New York Flash, putting all the players in the 6-yard box in that corner kick. I think DiBernardo floated a little bit too much versus driving it into that 6-yard box.
Goal kick here for the Flash. Williams sets it up. We're in the 74th minute. A slim 1-0 lead for the Western New York Flash. Williams gets this one up, headed back into Hoy. Outside for Bywaters. Keeps it in play. No, she'll run out of space, and a goal kick coming up again for Western New York. They've made 2 changes, and Chicago only 1 so far, as they're depleted, as Mike said, with national team call-ups Suspensions. Jackie Santa Catarina, Kelly McCloskey, and Michelle Weisenhofer still available for the Chicago Red Stars. Here's Sonia's first touch. Back to Adriana. Good ball looking for Sonia. Not enough on the diagonal, though, as it was Wetzel looking to make that pass. Looks like Weisenhofer will be the second change of the game. She was just brought in due to all the national team call-ups and injuries. So this will be her first appearance of the season. She's got a few different stints with Chicago, so she's no stranger to Coach Dames and his side. Played her college soccer at Notre Dame. And a restart for DiBernardo. Looking to pump this one into the box. Headed back across the mix. And offside is the call. And Chicago getting in behind the Western New York Flash defense. I thought there was a high kick being called inside the 18. Not to be the case, as the sub will now take place. It'll be number 5 coming out, Zakia Bywaters. And Weisenhofer will be coming on. Time of this change, 76 minutes. Bywaters, 2 goals on the season. Replaced for Weisenhofer, making her debut here in 2014. Back in 2011, she was the WPSL Midwest Co-Player of the Year.
And she was integral in that season in WPSL Elite when they made it to the finals against the Western New York Flash. And if I recall correctly, she has a heck of a throw-in as well for the sidelines.
That's right. Do you remember that game when they were pacing how far the signs were from the field?
And she's got the speed. She's getting herself involved right from the first start. And she looks a little bit starkier than she did in the past. And I can see here that in your notes it says that she's involved in CrossFit, which I am myself. And
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, is that why you put it in there?
Exactly. Thought they would catch your attention.
So, I mean, she's going to be stronger, faster, more explosive. Not a bad deal.
Here's Juanino looking for Weisenhofer, and that's going to be a little too far.
And you saw that speed of Weisenhofer right from the start. So her speed coming off the bench with going against players that have played 75 minutes. She's got that long throw. Could be dangerous for the Chicago Red Stars here in the final 15 minutes of the match.
Yeah, that long throw, getting back to the story I was reminiscing, the signage was a little too close for the field, so Rory Dames and the referees actually walked around the field and paced out how far the signs could be off the field. And they actually pushed them back to give Weisenhofer that space for the massive throw-in. This one's into the mix and cleared away by Taylor. Sonia. Samantha Kerr has a break here, crossing midfield, heads it down. Two players chasing her at the 18.
Touch.
Kerr shot, great save from Vancil. Loose ball, Adriana looks up. Still with it on her right foot. Shot is blocked by Kwan. And Vancil picks it up. Good touch from Kerr. Good defensive play from Chicago. Well done all around.
Great first touch by Kerr. Great second touch by Kerr. The only thing she didn't do right there was finish. And here's the end of it right there. And good save by Vancil. And then right at the end, Adriana and Sonia, I think Sonia was going to strike that right away, and Adriana took it from her and then ends up with 0.
A few exciting moments there for the crowd here at Sahlen Stadium.
And there's that save again by Vancil.
Waiting for a ball now as Chicago will get a restart, middle of the field. Barzik will be coming on, the 23-year-old. DiBernardo again, she's been the architect of the restarts for Chicago. 79th minute, driven into the box. Headed down into traffic and cleared away by the Flash. Kolupny. Kwan outside. And referee's assistant has the flag up offside. Way over on the far side of the pitch as Amy Barzik will be coming on, making her 10th appearance of the season.
Nice ball there by Sonia. And then Sonia, actually, after she knocked it to Kerr, she didn't stop. She kept getting involved. And here she was right here. She was ready to crack that ball. And Adriana just took it herself. If it was me, I would have left it for Sonia and let her have one.
A little miscommunication there as this one's heading back into the Flash 18. We're in the 80th minute. It's going to be a wild finish as Kolupny in Chicago looking to put some pressure on. Good ball into Kwan. Crosses, and Williams in perfect position to make the save.
And that's when they're dangerous. Kwan getting forward. They're getting the ball to the outside. Kolupny's got the ball, being the creator, and getting that ball to the outside. And there they have an opportunity going forward.
Here's Sonia. Cuts around one. Left foot. Crossed into the box for Adriana. She's got her back to the goal, 12 yards out. Lays it off. Wetzel back to Adriana. Now Sahlen tees one up. It's deflected, and Vansell will easily scoop this one up. Two changes are going to be coming up, one for each side, and that'll be it for the substitutes tonight. Zerboni heads it. Center circle, Van Egmond. Back outside. Looking for DiBernardo, but Wetzel does a good job to break it up. The 25-year-old. Also coming over from Portland. Played 18 games last season with the Thorns. 1 goal and 1 assist. Good backtracking from Motz. There's Morway chipping forward, looking for Kolupny. A little too heavy on the touch. And Williams, no problems on that. In the 81st minute, Sonia flicks it forward, tried to run on it with herself, but Hemming's there to break it up.
The great thing about this match right now, you brought subs on, and the flow and the speed of play of the match has just picked up a whole new level, going both ways, and it's been back and forth. And that's great. Both coaches have to feel good about bringing your subs off the bench and the level picked up for both teams.
Oh, nice bit of footwork from Zerboni to spin away from pressure after a great touch from Adriana. Sonia. Good cross. Headed away by Juanino. It's right back to the foot of Sonia. Edmonds. Sahlen. Flash looking to protect this 1-0 lead. Kerr applying pressure. Gets it deflected, and they'll call a handball on the Australian. And the change is now taking place. It'll be Angela Sahlen coming off. And this is in the 83rd minute. Barzik on. Sahlen is off. And Jackie Santa Catarina on for DiBernardo. And she had a very good game tonight, the youngster.
A lot more involved in the first half than we did in the second half. And if I'm Rory Dames, I would like to see a lot more flowing through DiBernardo moving forward.
You can tell, though, for the young age that she's at, she is going to be something special. Restart here for the Flash. 83 minutes in. Flash looking to pick up a win after a tough road trip and begin this 4-game homestand with 3 points. Headed out of bounds. Throw in here on the near side for the Flash. There's Sonia. Crossfield pass is going to reach Kerr. Reynolds overlapping, gets the ball, looks up, serves. Sonia with the header, it's off the mark. Goal kick for Vansell in the 84th minute.
Here's the Flash. Welcome Hope Solo, City and the rest of the Seattle Rain on Sunday. Plus, after the game,
Vansell gets into this one up to midfield.
to watch the U.S. take on Portugal. For tickets, visit WNYFlash.com.
As Adriana takes a knock from Santa Catarina
We'll see you Sunday.
right at the midfield stripe, and she'll get an immediate talking to. Santa Catarina just came on in the 83rd minute, and the referee's going to check on Adriana first, and he's going to issue a yellow card right off the bat to the 26-year-old, who's going to be the 4th booking of the night for Chicago. This coming in the 85th minute.
Quite a few yellow cards here tonight. I was just about to say that. You said 4th booking. And Western New York Flash only have 1.
This one's pushed into the box. Adriana can't get there. It's headed away by Van Egmond.
A yellow card caution has been issued to Chicago's Creighton team.
And behind the play, foul call against the Flash. Vance will have a chance to pound this one forward. Ashley Motts actually leads the NWSL with 4 cautions. Mansell forward for Kwan over her head.
And she's one of several players that have 4 cautions.
Tied at 4.
She's the one in this match that has.
The NWSL has her listed right at the top. She is tied with Jones from Boston and Masser from Houston in the category for cautions.
I'm thinking that it goes by alphabetical by your first name. So Alyssa.
You'll be number 1.
Yes.
Flash have a free kick just inside the Chicago half of the field. It is Brittany Taylor who can serve a booming kick. Gives the signal, steps into it. Driven hard. Sonia's one-time cross. Well taken out of the air, but no one on the other end.
Yeah, and the numbers aren't in there for the Flash. I know it's the 85th minute. You're up by 1 goal, but why not put a couple more numbers in there and go for it?
Another goal kick coming up.
Try to get that 2nd goal and seal the game, close the game out.
Mansell will pump this one forward late in the game. 1-0 Western New York with the lead over Chicago. Looking to even the season series. Falling by that same scoreline in Chicago. In the 2nd game of the season.
And it's Weisenhofer. She's smart. She went to get a ball that one of the ball boys had. It's already dry. And you know she's got that long throw coming in.
We get a chance to see it now.
And Zerboni's out there directing, saying, oh, I remember this.
She'll take a big run. Referee backing up Wetzel. There's the flip. Oh! For those of you who don't know, that flip throw-in, the most famous move of the gentleman here to my right. How do you feel about that, bud?
I'm pretty excited that we finally see someone that's trying to execute the flip throw.
It's back. It's back in style. This one's into the box. Kolupny gets beat to the ball by Williams.
And it's always tough with a wet ground, wet surface, so.
You know, you were the master of the flip throw. Bringing back some memories. As Adriana sends a long ball into the box, and Juanino, a good defensive play to clear it out.
And she didn't bring that 2 years ago. If I would have remembered that if she had that 2 years ago.
Adriana, here, Mike, here's a look at the flip throw. Let's
and
take
here
the
you can see that she's got a good little bounce there. She goes down a little bit too early, and she doesn't have enough rotation. So she actually had pretty good rotation, and the follow-through wasn't perfect, and she released it a little bit too early, and that's why it floated in the air. But let's see, she's got another one here.
And now there's no signage on this near side, so she'll have plenty of space to
she didn't have
take off.
She didn't have the distance. And Aaron's looking for the exact spot where he wants the ball.
And Weisenhofer will do it again, 89th minute. And this is a long, good throw.
And that was solid. That was a good throw. That was almost better than any throw I've ever had.
Weisenhofer chips into the box. Williams through the crowd comes up and gets a nice round of applause.
I gotta go get some of my old game film out.
Anything on YouTube about the flip throws? We gotta put some on there. Mike Kerms flip throw.
Well, now I'm going to put him on Mike Kerms and Michelle Weisenhofer flip throw.
Here's Kerr. You've had some beauties.
I mean, it's dangerous. You can see all the Western New York Flash backing up. All right, they don't know what to expect. You don't know where the ball's going to be coming in. Is it going to be coming in on like a rocket, or is it going to be floated like that a little bit? That one was placed pretty perfectly right there on the 12, and you know, it all depends on how much the Chicago Red Stars have been prepared for it, the players themselves.
Again, this is her first appearance of the season. Weisenhofer, that is a very dangerous weapon. We're in the 90th minute. Late at Sahlen Stadium, 1-0. Western New York Flash, 2 minutes of stoppage time. Will be up on the board. Flash looking to, again, start this homestand with a victory. Next game, home against Seattle this Sunday, June the 22nd at 3 p.m. Visit WNYFlash.com for more information as the Flash take on the undefeated Seattle Reign Sunday at 3 o'clock. Kerr pushing forward, shot at the goal! She may have caught Vancil cheating off her line, and she's got it in stoppage time, her second of the game.
Wow. Vancil off her line just a little bit, and it looked like that Samantha Kerr was going to cross that as Sonia was coming far post, and the ball breaks out. Samantha Kerr from midfield starts dribbling the ball. There's no pressure on her, though. She really doesn't have to beat her. She beats one defender here and then takes a shot, and she dinks it into that far side netting. Right here.
Kerr's second of the night. She did it early, she does it late, and that's going to put this one away for the Western New York Flash as they have a 2-0 lead, and we are late in stoppage time.
And if you're Rory Dames, you look at this game and you say, we gave up a goal in the first 5 minutes of the game, and we gave up a goal in the last 5 minutes of the game. We have to come out prepared, and we have to try to finish the game off moving forward.
Here's Moraway. Flicked away by Barzik.
And I think that was Bartik that gave that ball to Kerr on the breakout.
Here's Van Egmond. Reynolds taking no chances, just clears it up to midfield looking for Kerr. Maybe one more push. Is the hat trick in the works? Kerr and Sonia definitely coming back from an offside position.
And that's Sonia's fault. Sonia's got to stay flat. And Samantha Kerr, all she's got to do is put that behind the last defender and let Sonia run onto it.
At this point, we're looking like Barzik will get the assist. I think she was the last one to touch it. And for Barzik, her first points of the season. And Barzik comes storming in, and the referee blows the final whistle. The Flash begin the 4-game homestand with a 2-0 victory over the Chicago Red Stars, and they now move up to 4-6-2, 17 points. That is level with the Portland Thorns, while Chicago drops to 6-5-2. What a night for Samantha Kerr, Mike.
Great night. 2 goals. So she comes off of a game against Portland where she had 2 goals, and now she has 4 goals in 3 games. Great couple weeks for Samantha Kerr. Good for her. Another potential player of the week for Samantha Kerr.
All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we will speak with our player of the match. The Flash win it this evening 2-0 over the Chicago Red Stars. We'll be back with our player of the match interview on the Flash Broadcast Network.
The Courage Bowl has become one of Rochester's most significant events. It is more than just a game, raising funds and awareness for Camp Good Days.
For the kids, for Camp Good Days.
Now for Courage Bowl 10, a new chapter, an East Side-West Side rivalry. St. John Fisher College against Brockport. Support Camp Good Days.
Great Taste has landed. Sahlen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
Hi, I'm Soccer Sam for Salvatores.com, Rochester's #1 pizzeria and your healthy, fast, local choice.
Salvatore's gluten-free pizza, thin pizza, multi-grain pizza dough, amazing salads, fresh wraps and subs, sausage slingers, pasta dinners, real pizza ovens, and so much more.
Salvatores.com, your healthy, fast, local choice. And yeah, we deliver everything but babies. Do it with me. Salvatores.com.
Now at Subway restaurants, the new $3 menu is here. Choose from a variety of savory 6-inch subs, all for just $3 each. Available all day long. Try the Black Forest ham, spicy Italian, or oven-roasted chicken. But hurry in, the $3 menu is available for a limited time only. For bigger variety and better value, the choice is easy when you choose from the new $3 menu at Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
And the good times at the distillery. Grab the family and experience our fun, wholesome atmosphere. The service is friendly and the food is delicious. The appetizers are amazing. The entrees are awesome with exceptional quality dishes and innovative, delicious recipes to satisfy everyone's appetite. Enjoy your favorite distillery dish anytime with our takeout service and our kitchen that's always open late.
Welcome back to Sahlen Stadium. The Flash with a 2-0 win. A great way to start their 4-game homestand this evening against the Chicago Red Stars. Now time for our player of the match interview. Let's go down to field level. Samantha Kerr with 2 goals this evening, her 4th and 5th of the season. Samantha, congratulations. You did it early, you did it late, and a great start and a great finish. What a wonderful way for you guys to start the 4-game homestand.
Yeah, you know, we really wanted to come into this half of the season and start big with the win and then make that dash for the finals.
So, Samantha, you come back from Australia, and all of a sudden you have 4 goals on the board. What's changed for you?
Yeah, you know, I think it was just confidence. The first 2 games I wasn't really happy with my performances, and then just building with the team and being around the team. And we had a bit of success in Vietnam, and I thought I should have scored a couple there, which I didn't. But just growing confidence for me. I'm a big confidence player. When I have confidence, I do well. So, yeah, hopefully I start scoring a bit more.
On your first goal in the 3rd minute off the corner kick from Vicky, were you guys purposely trying to put that ball deep into the 6 against the Chicago goalkeeper?
That wasn't me that scored. It was BT at the back post, but it may have looked like me, but it was actually BT.
Really? They're giving you credit for it, but you just changed it for us. So
no.
It's Brittany Taylor who got it, not Samantha Kerr. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, now that we're looking at the replay right here, Lasada hits a great ball, and it does drop in the 6. And then you can see Samantha's right there, but it is Brittany Taylor who comes in late. But going back to the question, was this a corner kick play of crowding the 6 and crowding Vansel in the box?
Yeah, we know Vicky has great service, so she just got told to whip it either front post and back post, and everyone makes their runs. And BT did it well and attacked the ball, and that's what you get for making them type of runs.
All right, now I'm positive in the 90th minute you scored your 4th of the season. Did you take a look up and see the keeper off her line?
Yeah, well, I actually had everyone behind me screaming to take it to the corner, and you know, as a striker, I dribbled a little bit, looked up, and seen her off her line a little bit. I seemed to score the hard ones rather than the easy ones. Had a one-on-one there at the start, and I should have scored that. But you know, I'm happy with a goal. Yeah,
some people might say a young striker would do that versus take it in the corner. Let's waste a little time. But I like that finish alone right there. You're dribbling the ball up right here. All of a sudden, you take a look up. And you just dink it, and you could see Vansel's way off her line, really far in the near post, and you put it perfectly in that far corner. Great goal there, Samantha.
Thank you.
Well, Samantha, great game tonight. You're still good for 2 in my book. I don't care what anybody says. Congratulations. Way to start this 4-game homestand.
Thank you.
All right, Samantha Kerr, our player of the match this evening in the 2-0 victory over the Chicago Red Stars. So it was Brittany Taylor in the 3rd minute from Vicky on the corner kick. That is an official correction now. Taylor from Vicky in the 3rd minute, and then Kerr in the 90th minute. It was Barzik with the assist.
I think we were just so
Kerr
shocked
goal.
it came in so early. We weren't prepared, just like the Chicago Red Stars weren't prepared the first 5 minutes of the match, and it was really Brittany Taylor.
All right, the Flash have a tough one coming up on Sunday. Seattle comes to town undefeated 9-0-2. You know, no secret what they bring to the table.
No, they're a tough team, and the Western New York Flash were the first team to tie the Seattle Reign. So we'll see. The Western New York Flash have a lot of confidence against the Seattle Reign, and that's what it's going to take. Stay positive, stay confident. You're playing against the top team in the league. What are we going to do?
All right, your final score, and it should be a great one coming up on Sunday. Western New York 2, Chicago nothing. And the Flash home again on Sunday against Seattle. For our entire production crew, I'm Joe Giuliano. For Mike Kerms saying so long from Sahlen Stadium.